You just received a job offer in Germany. The salary says 5,000 euros per month. Sounds great, but how much of that will actually arrive in your bank account? To find out, most people use a gross pay to net pay calculator, but different calculators often give different results. So which one should you trust? Today, we're going to find out. You enter exactly the same salary into different calculators. One says 3,119 euros, another says 3,125 euros, a third says 3,129 euros. So which one is correct? To answer this question, we first need a reference point. We'll use Martin's salary from the previous video. We calculated his gross salary of 5,000 euros and his net pay is 3,125 euros 17 cents. Keep this number in mind for now. In most cases, the calculator isn't wrong. The issue is usually that some important information was entered incorrectly, or the calculator doesn't ask for all the information needed to calculate your salary accurately. Before we compare calculators, let's first look at the information that matters most. There are 5 fields that have the biggest impact on your result. The first is your tax class. Tax class 1 or 3 can significantly affect your monthly net salary. Always make sure this matches your actual tax class. The second field is your federal state or Bundesland. This mainly matters if you pay church tax, because church tax is calculated slightly differently depending on where you live. And third, your child status. If you're over 23 and don't have children, you'll usually pay a slightly higher long-term care insurance contribution. So age is also a field that needs to be filled in. Most calculators include a checkbox for this. The final field is your health insurance. Different health insurance providers charge different additional contributions known as the Zusatzbeitrag. Some calculators ask for the total health insurance contribution rate, others only ask for this Zusatzbeitrag. If this value is wrong, your net salary estimate will also be wrong. If these 5 inputs are correct, your estimate will usually be very close to your actual payslip. Now let's test some calculators. I searched Google for calculators and found some popular results in German and in English. The first one, I will call it Calculator 1, has an English and a German version. Let's enter the same example we've used throughout this series. First, you see the calculator is pre-filled, and I will add my own data here, a gross salary of 5,000 euros per month, tax class Y, no church, Bundesland, Berlin, age 32, no children, public health insurance. Enter the additional health insurance contribution rate. For Martin, he is insured at the DAK. It is 3.2%. After entering all the information, the calculator gives a monthly net salary of exactly 3,125 euros 17 cents. Now, let's try another calculator. Calculator 2. We enter exactly the same information. While I am entering the data, you can see on the right side, it calculates at the same time. Here, I did not change much data because some is already filled in by default. However, I need to put the health insurance contribution rate at DAK to 17.8% to make sure it calculates the correct net pay. The result is 3,125 euros 17 cents. It also shows the status of each contribution's weight. At the end of the page, there are steps on how to fill out the calculator, pretty convenient. However, the only thing I noticed is it did not ask for the age. If Martin's age is 22, the calculation will not be accurate anymore because he is exempt from paying additional care insurance contributions, meaning he only needs to pay 1.8% instead of 2.4%. Now, I tried 2 calculators and they both generate the same results. Net pay 3,125 euros 17 cents. Here is my observation so far. Calculator 1 is pretty decent, with all factors considered. Calculator 2 is unfortunately missing an age option. I am not 100% convinced. Next, let's look at some other calculators, and it seems they are popular among international employees. Calculator 3. The user interface is in English and it is often easier for newcomers, which is good. Now I put all the data in, but I don't see where to put the additional health insurance contribution. I also get a different netto of 3,119 euros 7 cents. And if I closely look at all the details, the tax amount, the health insurance, and the nursing care insurance are, unfortunately, incorrect. Let us take a look at calculator 4. I enter all the data and notice health insurance contribution and age are not asked. The netto I got here is €3,128.75, different from what we calculated earlier, and after double checking, the health insurance and the tax amount are also incorrect. Here's my conclusion. When important inputs are missing, the final estimate will unfortunately not be accurate. And that's it. Using a Brutto Netto calculator is actually quite simple once you know which inputs matter. Choose a calculator that allows detailed settings. Double-check your tax class, federal, state, church tax, child status, age, and health insurance. And remember, a good calculator won't predict your payslip down to the last cent, but it should get you very close. And more than €1 difference is already inaccurate. Once you understand the key inputs, your netto is no longer a mystery. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.